Right guys, it's Ryan from RJ Martindale. I run 2 plumbing and heating businesses in the Northwest. We specialise in boiler installation, air conditioning and monthly service plans. I've got back from Dubai, I've come back to the UK and the weather is mega and everybody is cracking on. I must admit, on the previous video I talked about how I prepare for going on holiday, but this year's been a little bit different where I've not been involved at all. I would always, even though I started pulling myself off the tools, I still needed to get involved with the surveying of the jobs. If I didn't survey enough boiler installations, then the engineers didn't have to work. But this time, Dan the man has stepped up. He's been surveying jobs for the last month. So jobs have actually been surveyed, converted, and carried out while I've been away. So the full job end to end, which has been brilliant. I've not really had any issues at all. I probably jumped on my laptop 20 minutes a day, if that, just to check everything was okay. I think there were a couple of parts towards the back end of the holiday where some of the lads were a little bit quiet, so that does play on my mind a little bit. But between us and the team, we got it sorted, and I've come back ready to get back on it. I'm in the stock room now because Ben needs an expansion vessel for an ideal boiler. I've come in. It is a little bit all over the show. We've not really done much with the stock room. We've got some boilers here that need stripping. This little Valent boiler here looks all right, actually. Looks all, well, only be a few years old, that. Stripping for parts, we'll use them where we can. Certainly like a board there on a Wiesmann 111. Definitely make use of that. We've got a cylinder over here, unvented cylinder. It's only, I don't know whether anybody else has had these issues, it's only 3 years old and it's leaking from one of the connections into the cylinder. But Gledhill have said you need to purchase a new cylinder, which we have done, we've replaced it and done it. And now the customer is chasing me to see if we can get this sorted on warranty. Gledhill need to take that in, test it, and whether we get anything from it, I'm not sure. We didn't actually supply it, but I'm just doing it out of goodwill. Air conditioning units are starting to, air conditioning jobs are starting to come through. We've got a mid-ear breezeless unit there that's going in. I think we've got 3 or 4 more mid-ears in the pipeline, and also a Mitsubishi unit, 2 Mitses in the other unit. Decorative aircon jobs that need fitting. We'll try and get some information on that. We'll try and get some footage of that on the job. Not entirely sure why this is here. Old radiator looks a mess. But yeah, let's get this vessel for Ben. Ben, that is the vessel. Let's have a look. So an ideal vessel with the clip. That'll do. Small dramas this morning. Matt's rang in. He's recently had his shoulder surgery. He's at message saying he's pulled his shoulder yesterday. He has come back from holiday. I think he's been camping, putting his tent away. He's damaged his shoulder. Not good. But fortunately, the team leaders, which I'll talk about a little bit later in this video, the team, how we've structured the team, where we've got a team leader, whether it be Joanne, Kat or Louise, will deal with them individual engineers. So while I'm tied up with the kids' nursery run, not the school run this morning because we're on the holidays, it was the grandma run, I'm tied up basically between 7:30 and like 9, half 9, but the girls are jumping on it straight away, whereas previously that is something that I need to get into work and sort. So they've restructured, sorted the diary out, and we go again. We have Stuart and Connor down from Lancaster. They're finishing off, hopefully, the health and safety. Health and safety is what Warren's been dealing with over this last month. I did give him a deadline of the end of this month. I want it finished. I am going to get my ears stringed because I'm like deaf. I've come back from Dubai, got an ear infection, ears are blocked. I'm going to sort that out, but I'll set the camera up in the van and I'll talk about some of the cash flow issues that we've got, because at the minute it's super tight. Monday morning, it is 11 AM. I've had a busy-ish morning. It's been my turn with the kids. Again, me and Sarah both have businesses, so we take it in turns. Who's doing the school and the nursery run. So I've trained early, done the nursery run, done the school run. I've been home, prepped for our first meeting with the team leaders, which I'm on my way for now. We're starting doing this meeting every Monday. We've said we're going to do it at 11 o'clock, but Warren's a little bit tied up on a job and Dan, so it'll probably be at 12 o'clock. but this will be with our team leaders, Louise, Kat and Joanne, and Warren and Dan. And we'll be talking about basically what's gone on over that last week, how we can improve, and I'll be starting putting in, without sounding too corporate and bigger than we actually are, some certain KPIs, which are basically goals, targets that I need us doing week to week, and changing the mindsets of everybody from a reactive mindset to a proactive mindset. I want to try and get a number of things right now while we're a bit quieter, so we're ready for winter, especially when I start to add more vans onto the road. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. For the rest of the week, it is a pretty busy-ish week actually. We're doing all right. We've got installations for the next couple of weeks, which is good. We've got a couple of commercial jobs, an underfloor heating job that started today. That's a 16 grand job, which is quite big for us. We've got some more commercial work over in Chorley. We finished 2 unvented cylinders and a system boiler last week, a little plant room. That was about 15 grand, and that's led on to multiple other sections of the hotel that need work carrying out. So I'll talk about as well how we protect ourselves. I'm really, like I've said it in previous videos, I don't generally take on jobs that are over 4 or 5 grand, but we've got the team for it now, and we're just like dipping our toes in just to see how we get on. But there's a number of things that I need to make sure that we're doing to protect ourselves from a cash flow point of view, which I'll get on to. But we're still pushing on to get more work in, pushing for the aircon, and I'm sure we'll get into that as the week goes on. Hope everybody has a good one. The cleaner was in on Friday and she's minted everything, but Freddie, my 5-year-old's been in and just done a demolition job in office, including losing what for lost, Dan? The USB receiver for your keyboard. So we need another keyboard, and that little receiver might pick up. It's one of these, isn't it? Yeah. So that's your keyboard and then little receiver here. Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah. Right. All right, actually. Legs are a bit tired from half a marathon yesterday over the moors. Yeah. With the dogs came.
Oh, how many miles?
13, 21k.
How many hours?
A couple of hours. Yeah. And then trained legs this morning, which were hard work.
I was listening to Go Gates.
Oh yeah, the man.
Yeah. Like ultra marathons, like 100 miles. And
serious, mate.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Goggins is another level, yeah. I know, and he's no meniscus as well. There's nothing left in his knees. He's like bone on bone, but it still keeps running.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So I can't be feeling sorry for myself, then, can I? Yeah. Why are you in today, Susan?
No, because I just want to get all my home care price increases done.
Oh, brilliant.
I didn't know you were videoing. I just said that.
Well, yeah, it's all right. No, it's good. We're filming everything this week.
Yeah, I just want to get all the price increases done on the home care before I go away. Then I'm not minded when I get back.
Yeah, brilliant. Good. Delivery. I'll have a look at that now. Sue, they're saying don't get that on camera. It's most important. Get them home care increases. So what they are is, so when we'll do like a half price offer, let's say it's 24 quid, but the first 3 months, 12. After that 3 month period, we need to get them up. One thing I did do, which is a mistake, might save a few people some time if they do try it. We had like a 6 month offer, so it was like half price for 6 months. But the problem then is when you've got a customer that's used to paying that price for 6 months, 6 intervals, and then you jump it from let's say 15 to 30, we found they were cancelling after like month 8 and 9, so they'd get the work done within that time, and that seems to work all right. It's a decent offer, but the other thing is you don't really want to keep that offer. We've had it for too long now. I've noticed quite a few local companies. You've got Mick from M&R up the road. He copies all our artwork exactly the same. They're doing half price offers, and I've noticed Deakins over in Chorley, they've done the same. Leaflet distribution, same home care ad, same boiler ad. So they're all like trying it. So that's why we've got to keep switching it up, make adjustments to the design, and try new things each month. What else did I see? I've seen another company as well that's like copied our price Our rates on our website exactly the same framework. Might need to send them a letter actually, but anyway. But it is what it is when you're talking about it on YouTube, and you can see that like we're getting that success with home care. People are going to copy, but what does happen then when people are copying, if they're copying the same artwork in the same magazine, then in theory, if you're putting a couple of grand into that ad, then that could potentially double your acquisition cost, because you've got another competitor with the same ad. So they could have a 50-50 split between, do I use this company or do I use that company? That's why it's super important to have everything else high, which will be your reviews, your testimonials, and that's like the proof. No, 100%. So that's what my job is, to try and keep switching that up, switching the ads up. But it is funny, every time that we do something, I generally notice that competitors do the same, yeah. They'll not be long before they're doing a YouTube channel. Oh, this is Joanne trying to get home care. Let's listen to her, see how she's getting on.
So what we would need to do, Dorothy, is arrange an initial inspection for us to come and have a look at the boiler for you. Oh, yeah, is that okay? We have currently got an offer on at the moment for the complete. Okay. Let me have a look at the diary for you, but we will get you set up today, Dorothy, so I'll take your bank details as well. Let me have a look for you this week when we can come out. Are you available on Thursday, Dorothy, between 12 and 3? Okay, on your bank statement it's going to say go cardless. Okay, so just look out for that. And you will get an email from them each month confirming they're going to collect the amounts we've discussed on behalf of RJ Martindale. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just put you in the diary now for Thursday between 12 and 3. It'll be Matt who'll come. He'll bring the home care pack. We will service the boiler as well, and we'll send the certificate to your email once we've left. He'll just bring the what's included booklet with. Okay, I will send you a quick email now just confirming what we've talked about. Alright, Dorothy. You're welcome. Bye. Bye.
Beautiful, that, Joanne.
You feel that? I know, I thought I knew we were being filmed, so
thought we try and catch you in the
natural.
action. We were just talking about home care and then I overheard it, so I thought it'd be good to...
Yeah, I didn't stutter, did I? We're good then.
Straight off the tongue,
straight off the tongue.
Easy work. Yeah, no, it's good, really good. Where's that come from?
Neighbour.
Neighbour. Oh, okay.
Film me anytime you want. Thing is, Dan, I love home care. Home care is like all I want to do, but Ryan won't let me yet. I want to do it.
Trade you in for someone else.
No.
No, you're doing a great job there. Brilliant. Good timing that.
I love home care.
We just need some more, don't we?
Yeah,
just need a few thousand more.
You need a few thousand more.
That's all. Oh, did you? Oh. I told all girls, I said I want them all walking. Not in a bad way. Can't say that. I'm saying it's good for them. It's good for them. So these days. Well, from an health and safety point of view, though, or from a well-being point of view, is it not good for them?
It is good, but
end up with swollen fucking ankles and all sorts. Can't touch that. No. We're not allowed to say that. But I think, I'm not bothered if they take 15 minutes out of the day to have a little walk around the block.
that'll do it good, get them away from computer screens because that gives them their eye brain.
That's what I mean.
That's the way around it.
Just a bit of a break. Get the steps in as well.
When you see father says, look, I think you're all walking. I'm probably going to slap and kick up there.
Yeah, true. So today, there's some other bits I wanted to talk about in terms of like figures, getting an understanding of like P&L and stuff, but we're not getting into that today. It's more around Warren and Dan. But these things that we'll talk about now are not getting done. So we're getting questions like off Scott, for instance, which I've mentioned it, where's the roll and stroll? Where we're then like reacting to Scott's message where I want Warren just all over it. Yeah, so like before Warren comes in the morning and gets on with whether it's health and safety or whatever you need to be doing, we're going to get these key things done. Now, this might change, and like next week you might say, Ryan, that's not working, and then we'll just change it until it's like there or thereabouts. And again, like girls, if you think there's something that's not quite right, or you're unsure if an engineer can carry out a job, you're speaking to Warren in the morning in that time. So we don't get to a day and the lads are like, I can't do this job, or not enough time. That's the big one, isn't it? Contingency there, just add something in, whether it's a full day or 2/3 of a day.
You're okay with those?
Of course I am, yeah, 100% I am, yeah. I've told you before, I've been close to just getting rid of all that work, but we're not in a position to do that. What I'm getting at is it's stuff like this. As soon as the lads start getting pushed, that's when you see their attitudes change.
Yeah, if they're under pressure, I can totally understand how they get, you know.
Yeah, they get a bit riled up.
They've got to get,
You're doing much under pressure. If a job goes wrong, everything goes wrong on it as well.
Yeah. And you're trying to get to another job and the van's blocked in, which is what the issue was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Like, on that situation where we had the issue with Luke, whatever's gone on, the phone call has come back to the office. Lou handled it really well, but then without me thinking, she sent flowers to the customer's house. Yeah. That without me thinking, that's exactly what we need to do. I don't care what this... But the thing is...
You can't then have an attitude with that. You've
No.
got to remain calm and professional.
Exactly, and what they need to understand is the bigger picture. Indirectly, that student is our customer. If she complains and another student complains, if that happens enough time and we lose that contract, if you will, that's $2,000 a month that's gone.
Yeah.
There's a much bigger problem then for the engineer.
I just smile and nod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good at taking a bit of abuse, aren't you, Dad?
Yeah.
So I don't want to see Trello's going past a day unless it's a big job. Do you know what I mean? I've said it before, like this end of day mentality. We've got jobs that can be converted there and then on the day and dealt with, but they're there for 3-4 days. And that's because of the lag from you over a couple of days, 3 days if you get tied up with a job, which I understand. But if that was brought down to like they're just 3 or 4 a day that are getting done consistently, we probably wouldn't have a list.
No, you do get the odd flare list, like Sack was clearly busy, went up to 20 again.
Yeah, but again, this will come back to team leaders, which will be training, which we'll do separately, which will start bringing them Trellos down. But I think it's more jobs that are coming in on the day through email, whether it's from Cat stuff or RGM stuff that's coming in, it's just converted straight away. So in that block of time there, just get them out. Especially now during summer, what I want to do is get all this dialed in. So when it gets to September, October, November, when they're flying in, it's just like bam, bam, we're getting them in. We're getting them out. And I think it was the week before. But it's having, I was saying to Dan before, a proactive mindset as opposed to reactive. We're not waiting until they like run low on water or fucking windscreen wipers or tyres are flat. I walk around, you see tyres are bald, you're on top of that. And then start getting the lads in, like you leverage the lads. Right, Dan, today we're checking over your van, have you done bam, bam, bam. Doesn't mean you need to manually do it, just get the lads doing it, and that's just free time to do whatever you need to do. If there's not anything in, it's then that proactive mindset, right, what can I do? You're reverting back to here. And it's like, what can we do to like push us forward? And other things like speaking to the lads, boosting morale of the lads, like if they're feeling it down or whatever, I want you speaking to them, but not too much, that we're fucking storytelling. I just want them, if they're feeling it like a bit down or you sense that there's something, do you know what I mean? That's your job. It's great to speak to them. You can clearly see you've got good connection with the lads anyway. That's what we want. I don't want it to look like, same with myself, like it's a dictatorship. We're all working together. Supporting the lads. That's what you want. You want to support each other. Get the lads as efficient as they can. And if you see that they need anything, you're just on top of that all the time. Like Ben's pants the other day that were falling to bits. Like if you see stuff like that, just make a note of it. Right, we'll get some stuff sent out to him.
He's ordered some.
Looks like it.
I'm going to say, Dan, get them. Awful.
I think we've lost, but over the course of like the 3 or 4 years, we might have lost 60 people. They might have moved house, passed away, whatever it is. But so what I'm getting at is the lifetime value is it's strong. I know that when we get a customer, they last a long time. That's why I'm prepared to put 3, 4, 5 grand a month into something like this that might only spin off 300-400 quid within that month, but over the course of time, it adds up.
I think it's just having that communication and just saying, like I sent one this afternoon and just said, is everything all right?
Yeah.
You're having a good Monday.
Brilliant.
Please. It's just little things like that, just to
Yeah.
I'm going to say I don't.
Yeah.
Are you having a good day? No.
I see you, Warren, every morning.
No, but that's what you need to be like. No, that's
what you want me doing?
it's brilliant. Yeah, you're just making sure you're like babysitting the lads. You're making sure they're all right. Do you know what I mean? That I think that's what they need at times. Everything all right, like.
The thing is, if you...
Who's asking us if we're alright?
I come in every morning asking out my ladies. Every morning.
We've got someone asking us if we're alright.
How are you doing, John?
I'm alright. Thank you, Dan, for asking.
Joanne, I'll send you a text now.
Yeah, there you
No, it's
go.
not just all about the engineers though.
No, but you...
I come in every morning asking how old girls are, how my ladies are getting on. You're not getting forgot about. Joking.
Reviews, it's like, oh, engineers are brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, we don't get a mention though, and it winds me up.
Well, that lady you said that the phone staff was, you know...
I know, but it's not as often as the
And the
engineers
amount
get
of
mentioned
time,
in
I always
reviews.
tell Capney when I go to a property and it's she was like lovely on the phone and everything else.
Yeah.
Do you tell her that feedback, Warren?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people say they like you, John.
You're right,
A lot of people.
Yeah, she does get a bit
I
touchy.
know, I just...
Gets a bit touchy.
No, but the thing is...
We all want asking if we're okay though, don't
No,
we?
it's true,
It's not just the engineers.
But I just know from experience with, sometimes with engineers, if you... Like say, if you stroke them a few times and pat them on back, they will go.
It's joking anyway.
No, but if you do
I know what
that,
you mean.
sometimes though, it just makes them feel that little bit better and it makes them feel like because they're out there, they're not forgotten about.
Yeah, there you
That's
go. Like it's easy for an engineer or for us to look at the diary, or you turn up and it's like, why has that been booked there? But when you actually spend a fucking hour in there, 2 hours, and you're dealing with the calls that are coming in, bam, 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 it's like they're trying to just book them in, but then they're straight on to the next one. So it needs that oversee.
Yeah, it's a very reactive job as well. As they're coming in, you've just got to get nearest person to a job.
Of course you have.
Whoever's coming free to a job, that's the other thing to it. But sometimes it might be not Luke who's coming free, Luke what you can swap about so that the nearest person can go to it.
Yeah.
And just move things about rather.
It's Tuesday and I'm over in Weindamire in the Lake District. I've come out surveying a job. Now I've come to survey this job because, well, it has already been surveyed last year, quoted for, accepted, and I actually sent Scott and Theo to carry out the job. It was rough weather at the time, it was like October, November. It was October, November, the weather wasn't good, it was snowing, the access is awful. It did look possible from the images that came over to us and Connor that surveyed the job, it looked like it was possible, but it just wasn't, without scaffolding anyway, and even with scaffolding, it's a difficult job. So I've come out to survey it. I'll clip it back in now so you can have a look. I've just done a bit of a video walkthrough for Scott, and I'm going to bring over a roofer, and between us all, we should be able to get this job sorted. The place is absolutely massive as well. It's housing, I think there's 9 apartments in there, but the building is huge. Anyway, it's scaffolded it up. You can have a look at the video now. So yeah, this is the entrance, British Gas van there. Fortunately they're not quoting the same job. You can see here the sheer size of the building. Not a great day here in the lakes. But you can just see the flue there. If I can zoom in. There you can see the lead section and we've got to run through the inside. I was unsure on the dimension the first time, but since the scaffolding I've measured it and the internals at 120 mil, so we can get our flue through. There's your lead, and there's a PRV here coming off the side. You see the section of lead flashing they've made for that as well. So yeah, pretty much that's the job. So we're on the inside here. This is the internal carcass that they've concealed the boiler with. You can see next to no clearance. See the film loop to the right there, so we are pressurised. But what I want to do is take a section out just above the boiler there, about 100 mil, and then piece it back in after with some MDF. So yeah, that's the job. So yeah, as you can see from that video, it's a bit of an awkward job. We need a bit more clearance above. Either way, it's tight. We can't one of the options would have been to resite the boiler into the loft space where the cylinder is, but a vertical flue through that roof. It's all slate, mint, loads of lead work. I don't want to get involved with all that. I just want to raise that lead section, utilise what's already there, bring Mick over, the roofer, put another heat only boiler in. It is pressurised, so not getting any risk of leaks there really. Replace the 3-port motorised valve and the pump. If the cylinder does fail further down the line, then we'll do a direct swap of the cylinder. I just need to do the easiest thing. So that's what we're doing there. Following on from yesterday, I think our meeting went well. It dragged on a bit too long because Dan was tied up with an underfloor heating job, which I'll send a bit of footage on. He came over, but ultimately we're trying to keep on top of that meeting every Monday, and it's good because a number of the team raised points that they just get missed. You get busy and you don't look at them. Before you know it, a small problem turns into a big one. So that's the first of many meetings. Wednesday morning, and I'm back in the kitchen chasing down some leads. Dan, our cameraman's off today, so I'm cracking on in the morning. When I say in the morning, on Monday we spoke about structuring the diary for Warren and Dan. But as part of my stuff, between 9 and 12, I'm probably going to be in here chasing leads, working on marketing and basically getting business in. I can see our conversion rate is starting to drop. It was roughly about 65%, which is good. And then was dropping to 60%, 50%, and now we're at 49%. So I want to know what's going on. Obviously, it is a quieter time of the year, but your percentage on conversion should be pretty steady. So I'm going to work on some of these. And to be fair, some of the jobs that we are quoting are big jobs. Some are coming in from emails where we've not actually done a site visit. But I want to get some feedback on that. I used to, before I had children, Freddie and Louis, I would get up like 4:30, 5 a.m. and do a few hours in the morning before everybody comes in. But with the kids, it makes it challenging because I've got to do nursery runs and school runs between me and Sarah. And I like having a bit of a routine. So what I would normally do, what I do now, is I still get up at 5, train, run, and then do the nursery run and the school run. By the time you've done that, it gets you to 9 o'clock. If I go into the office, I'll just get peppered with questions. So between 9 and 12, what I'm going to try and do is keep myself here, but work on actively growing and working on the business as opposed to firefighting like I will be this afternoon when I actually go in. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We'll crack on and hopefully we'll have a good day. I need to ring Mick, my uncle Mick, that's a roofer, and I'm going to bring him over to the job we looked at yesterday, which was in the Lake District, to move that flashing up. Now, our lads, Scott is more than capable of doing that, but just to take the pressure off him, if we send the roofer over, he can just crack on with what he needs to do, because if there is any issues with that lead, he can just crack on with it there and then. But I'm just hoping he'll drive over, obviously from Bolton to the lakes and then back. But we'll just need to price him in at what's right. Let's give him a buzz. Mick. He's not having it. I'll try him again after. The other issue I've got with that job is getting the connie out. What they've done with the PRV is done a section of lead. They've made a flashing and done a tubular section of lead off the flashing and sent the PRV through the inside so it's still watertight. We're going to need to do something similar for the condensate to get that out, which will need drilling or piecing in through the slate. Obviously, I'm not a roofer, but one way we just need to make it work. I'm sure we will, and then we can get that in next week. So one of my customers that we've done the commercial job for over in Charlotte, he's WhatsApped me asking if we can do the second part of the job, and this is something to look out for. With the commercial side, they're so used to giving tradesmen 30 days, 60 days, all that type of stuff. Well, for me, I'm not interested. I'd sooner not do the work. It is payment on completion, but also to protect ourselves and protect cash flow, I want 50% up front. So this job in particular was a 16, I think it was roughly a 16 grand job, 50% up front, which was the 8 grand, and then 50% on completion, and certainly before we carry out any other job. So there was a number of other jobs listed, There's many of these cylinder setups that need doing. I think there's probably 6, and then there's existing boilers that need working on, Legionella stuff that needs sorting. But I said I need payment before we go on to the next one. Anyway, we've completed the first job, and I've sent a message. Job's complete, plant room's done to where it needs to be. I'm sending over an invoice. Please, can you sort payments out? And he's messaged back saying, we did say 30 days. I've never said 30 days, and this is why I lose trust with this type of look. This is why I've protected ourselves with like the home care, the service plans, many different customers as opposed to having one big one, because this is where the problems come. Anyway, he's asked us to do the other projects, the other bits of jobs, and one of them is just a gas safety certificate, a commercial gas check that's on LPG. So I've said that's fine, and that'll be about 300 quid. That's fine, but I need payment before we go out to do that certificate. Anyway, he's sorted it and he's put it on for payroll this Friday, so we should get paid. But you've got to be all over it and strong as well. Even if you feel like you're a bit quiet and you need that work, just forget about it. 50% up front, 50% on completion. I say completion, you may have 3, 4, 5 days afterwards until that's carried out, or the payroll on the Friday, but you've got to get that money in. Forget the 30 days. 30 becomes 40, 45, then you're tight on cash flow, then it becomes a problem. They may be over leveraged on other projects that they're doing, and you're just at the bottom of the pile. So yeah, one to look out for. But that being said, I'm going to go over, have a look at this other project and see where we go from there. It will be good over summer. We've got a few actually lined up. So yeah, that is at 12 o'clock. And then we'll see how Scott and Dan are getting on with the Underfloor Heating project over in Bolton. Before I head over to Chorley to look at this next part of the commercial job, I've just gone over the price from yesterday's boiler change, the one over in Ambleside. Now granted, we priced this last year and the price was £3,500. Now, I'm giving you the prices so you can potentially relate to it, and you can let me know if you think it's too expensive or too cheap, either or. Now, initially it was £3,500. Now, when you look at it, it's just a heat-only boiler swap with a 3-port and a pump, but it's a difficult location. From the images that I had, I definitely judged it wrong in terms of the scaffolding, because when you actually go there, you realise how big it is. I actually thought we'd be able to do a rear entry flue and go straight through the existing, utilise what's already there without the need to go outside. Anyway, it wasn't possible, so we wasted a trip there back to Bolton, and then I've needed to go and drive back yesterday, which again, it's not a good use of my time at all, but I didn't want to let this customer down. She'd had scaffolding up. She said, can you come and have a look at it again? So we've been on a look, you've seen the images, you can see it is awkward, and I've said I want to bring a roofer over for certainly part of the day to lift that lead section up and just assist with the installation. So I've gone in and said it will be another £950 onto the original cost. So that will get us then at 4,450. I've sent that over to the customer. We'll see what she says. Do you think it's too much? Not enough? I don't think it's enough really for the amount of travelling that's involved, and I don't think there's many engineers that would want to carry out this job because it is awkward. The actual boiler change is a doddle. In and out, that's easy. It's just all the variables that could go wrong. Anyway, if it comes in, it comes in, and we'll get Scott over to it next week. Anyway, see you in a bit. Matt and Warren are in the back. Let's go and see what these are up to. Are you all done, Matt? Yeah.
I was set. Hello. Bit of a smile today. You alright?
Shit chat so lost on me.
Lanyards. Yeah, you look the part.
Check it out.
What's this?
Dog jumped on my lap. Get on camera. Shakes, ETs.
No, so it's Thursday. What have we got tomorrow? What have you got on tomorrow? 6 jobs. Do you? Oh no, another one.
Yeah,
This is a problem that we get. The lads only look at the jobs first thing in the morning. That's how things get missed, don't they?
But if I've got a folder pick up, I'm always alright on the ball with folders.
Got folders. They're home care folders for initial inspections. But overall, I think we've had a decent week, haven't we, Warren?
Yeah.
Apart from the 4 complaints.
Yeah.
I don't produce complaints. I deal with them.
Yeah, wrong one.
I didn't do anything wrong. I just told the truth.
Yeah, you did just tell the truth. Sometimes Matt is a little bit too honest. So what happens with these old timers? These
I just
boys.
used to a Honeywell T60 on wall.
Yeah.
Just link it out, you'd be alright, love.
What about the other one that was striking on stairs?
I didn't
The
do
other one
it.
you broke her heart.
Within about a few minutes, she started striking because she thought I was going to fit a time clock on wall. I didn't know anything about the job. I turned up like, it says, you got to fit me timer. I said, what timer? It says, just there's no heating on my PDA.
Yeah.
I can't turn the heating off. The next minute she sat upstairs, started bawling.
On a serious note, we had 4 complaints. The first one was, let me put my thing on. Was our first one? I think you might have been the first one, Matt,
I didn't do
actually.
No, just sent it over to you.
Were you the first one? No, I think Luke was the first one. Yeah, we've had a little bit of like semi-road rage, which was a communal drive. One of our vans has parked across. Has he parked across? No, he's parked onto the drive, and then next door neighbour have parked across his van. Again, he's been in a bit of a rush. They blocked him in, but I'm not sure exactly what's happened. But we've had a lady that's just had a C-section. We weren't working directly at that house. She was next door, and it was the husband. Yeah, so the husband was in the house with the baby, brand new baby. Luke's gone and knocked on the door, said gently, but obviously not gently. He's been in a rush because he's behind, and then whatever's happened, there's been a bit of like confrontation there. What I've said in them situations, what do you need to do, Warren?
Yeah, basically, you just got to suck it in and don't be confrontational.
Don't be confrontational. It's all about validation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if the customer or the person that you're speaking to doesn't feel validated in that situation, they'll seek that from somewhere else. In this case, it was the missus. And the wife then, she was on the phone to Louise, screaming and bawling. That's the best, well, say the best thing, they ring the office. The worst thing is to get validation by going on Google, online, and giving you a 1-star review. So that's why you've got to kill it straight away. Just walk away and allow that person to feel validated in that situation. You want to swear under your breath when you're in the van? Can do, can't you? But then it's done. But I mean, Louise were brilliant in that situation. As soon as she rang, she sent some flowers out to the house. You cost me 40 quid, the lot of you. And the job sorted. So that was...
I'll tell you a tale here.
That was the first one.
About flowers. In a previous life, we had a tenant, should I say, and they were horrible with us. They were complaining all the time, absolutely awful, and they put a complaint in. So my boss...
Is this social housing?
Yeah. So our old boss said to me, Warren, you need to go and give this woman some flowers, and I didn't like her. So basically, I went to the florist. I went to a florist and I said, just picked all them grasses. She went, love, she said, they're like weeds. I said, I'm really not bothered. So I spent £10 on a lot of weeds and called into a cemetery on way and got some dead ones.
You brought some of these flowers?
No, they were in them bins. So,
I thought you went on someone's grave.
No.
I can't put that on bloody video
I
now.
did that. So they were in a bin. So I just took some out and put them there. And I knocked on the door. The woman weren't in anyway. So I just left them on a doorstep, left her a little note saying, we're sorry for causing you all this grief. Please accept the flowers on our behalf. Never heard anything back since.
Yeah, sorted. You don't want that. You've just got to kill the situation. The other way they'll find validation is telling other people, and that's the thing. They'll tell 3, 4, 5 people until they feel okay. But you can look into it further, like why is Luke getting stressed out? Part of it was he was behind on the diary. A job was booked in for less time than it should have had. And then he's behind. And then Matthew over here, yours weren't that bad at all. Matt's just there was an issue actually, a fault with the office as well that we're working on. So in this instance, one of the engineers, he needed to go home. He wasn't so good, upset tummy. He needed to leave. So then a job has been moved over to Matt's diary. But in that situation, when a job gets moved over, the office or whoever that's moving that job needs to speak to that engineer to make sure there's some feedback, like some context on the job. In this case, we've been to a house twice, supposed to go a third time to install a thermostat. Job gets moved over to Matt. All it says on his job note is boiler breakdown. He's turned up through the door. She's mentioned to you, do you know what you're doing? And you've said, I don't know, love, a breakdown.
No, just come in for sorting time right in the week.
Oh, so she's ended up breaking down crying on stairs.
No, I wouldn't be all like, I'm supposed to be fitting a room sat up wall. I said, can you not go and get it? I said, no. I said, I've got all the jobs we've got to.
I think it was getting on though, wasn't it, as well? That was like, yeah. But anyway, we got on the phone, sorted it straight away, sent Dan over, Dan the man, and he sorted that one. What else did we have? Oh, Stuart walking in on the lady getting changed. So we look after these HMOs, student accommodation, if you will. Yeah, it is student accommodation, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is, yeah. But these weren't key code access, we had a key for the individual rooms. And in this situation, engineer Stu's knocked on the door, the girl's not answered. I do actually believe Stuart will have knocked on the door pretty hard.
I would have thought so.
Yeah.
I'd have thought so.
But then they've not, this lady, like, well, she's ignored him or what, and he's walked in and she's either in bed or getting changed. But in that situation, again, instead of killing it, she's got high rate with him and he's matched that. So then you end up with an issue and we get a complaint back to the office.
On that, because when you go up there, I was up there last week, you bang away on the front doors before you walk in and nobody answers. Straight away, no, it's your front door to like houses. So you go into a house, 3-story house. The ones I kind of keep on. So I always bang on the door first because you just don't want to walk in. Bang that door, no answer. Use key code, go in straight to where you go in. They're walking about with, in some cases, next to nothing on it. It's awkward for me. It's awkward for them because there's young ones walking about. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not right. No, Matt, I'm moving up with a granddad. You can't be doing things like that. I'm professional as well.
And you've got our engineers that are just trying to get the job done.
I mean, I got a bit annoyed in one last week because I was in it and I come out with tomato sauce all over me. It was all up my hands, it was upside on my face. I don't even know what I got on my face, but it was on my face, it was everywhere. I had tomato sauce all over me. Just pots everywhere. You try to run hot water but test everything and you've got to empty your sink because it's full of hot dirty pots.
Oh, no.
Get clean up, scrub.
There's never anyone there.
So what's all these bills I'm getting as well for parking? One a day.
But it's bad round
One
there.
a day pinging through.
They're all permit parking up there.
Yeah.
Everything's a permit.
We need a permit.
We do all them little trolleys what postmen have, you know, they pull the arm like a golfing trolley for tools, because when you get out up there, you've got to walk miles with your tools.
Yeah. Do you good that, Warren?
Yeah. Tell you, when I took
Get your little e-bike with trailer.
when I took that job at BHU and Bill Real interviewed me and he said like about being supervisor, he straight away gave me 3 stone. Straight away, come with job. Just comes overnight.
Anyway, that's it for Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Friday again. It's actually 6:20. Everybody's gone home apart from me and Daniel, the cameraman. We're just wrapping up. We never got to see our other Dan, Theo, Scott and Aaron on the Underfloor Heating job, but I'm buzzing to find that they've finished the job end to end. We've used a Continental Underfloor Heating system, spec'd it online, got it all sorted. Dan's priced it, converted it, and they've done it this week. They've finished off today, filling the system, testing it with the floor, and completed all the wiring. So that is brilliant. We will try and get some more footage of the engineers on the tools. I think we're going to get like a GoPro or another camera set up so we can, just logistically make it work. For now, I'm just wrapping up. Louise has given me some great information, some advertising performance, our market spend. So whether it be Google recommendations, Checker Trade, friends, magazines, I've got exactly how many leads have come in and an exact cost total revenue to that individual advertisement, and then I'm going to go into our meeting on Monday with Paul to run over some of these figures. But here is, I'll give you one interesting or a couple of interesting points about the marketing on vans. So back in 2021, when we had 2 or 3 vans that were lettered up, they produced £7,000 worth of sales. Okay, the year after, 22-23, we probably had 3 to 4 vans on the road at that time, and that produced £30,000 worth of revenue sales directly from the vans. I mean, they are just people that have told us when we've rang them on the phone that they have specifically come from the van. There's probably many more, but as of recent, we're up to £45,000 worth of sales on the vans. So as we are adding more vans and getting them wrapped and getting more noticed, I can see a direct correlation to the amount of sales that are coming in. So anyway, thought that was pretty interesting. If you found any value in this video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.